Florida's Mini-TCPA is applicable not only to Florida businesses, but also to out-of-state businesses contacting Florida residents via calls or SMS. It's crucial to know the rules and penalties for non-compliance to avoid legal issues. The Federal Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA, enacted in 1991, aims to protect consumers from unsolicited telemarketing. It requires businesses to obtain prior express written consent before making telemarketing calls or sending text messages. The TCPA also sets specific rules for calls to mobile phones, landlines, and faxes, restricting the use of autodialers or pre-recorded messages without prior consent. Calls can only be made between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. in the recipient's time zone, shortened from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. in the federal TCPA, with some exceptions. Florida's Mini-TCPA, effective July 1, 2021, and amended in 2023, mirrors the federal TCPA but adds stricter regulations. It requires prior, express written consent for telemarketing calls, texts, or voicemails made using automated systems. Contacting a Florida area code presumes you're reaching a Florida resident or someone in the state. Violations can lead to lawsuits, with plaintiffs recovering damages and legal fees, making compliance vital. The Mini-TCPA limits calls to between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. in the recipient's time zone and restricts businesses to no more than 3 calls to the same person within 24 hours, even from different numbers. Florida's law also defines autodialers more broadly, as an automated system for the selection or dialing of telephone numbers or the playing of a recorded message. This definition can make certain practices illegal in Florida, despite being permissible under federal law. Regarding text messages, the federal TCPA treats them like calls to mobile phones, requiring prior consent. Florida's Mini-TCPA is stricter, mandating a stop opt-out option and a 15-day grace period before lawsuits. Businesses must pay close attention to the recipient's time zone, as Florida spans Eastern and Central time zones, and ensure compliance with the specified hours for sending texts. For unsolicited calls, the Mini-TCPA requires prior express written consent and includes direct-to-voicemail transmissions, closing potential federal loopholes. It also sets strict time constraints for calls, texts, and voicemails. The federal TCPA does not limit the number of contact attempts within 24 hours, but excessive attempts could be considered harassment. Florida's Mini-TCPA caps attempts at 3 per day per recipient to prevent potential violations. The Mini-TCPA demands immediate disclosure of the caller's identity, the business they represent, and contact information, which is more stringent than federal requirements. Understanding these key differences and integrating them into your marketing practices is crucial for businesses. Non-compliance can lead to costly legal actions, so always consult with a legal expert to ensure adherence to both federal and Florida-specific regulations. To learn more about SMS marketing and telecommunication automations, visit our education portal at imagebuildingmedia.com.